So this is a legitimate question that is on everyone's mind right now.
I would like to know what kind of programs or policies he could implement to reduce the parental stress with parents having to work 1, 2. I have family members who are working 3 jobs trying to make ends meet right now.
Yeah.
Spending more and more time away from their families.
And this is Trump's big answer for childcare.
Childcare is a number one priority, and I have no choice because I have a daughter named Ivanka, and maybe you never heard of my Ivanka, but I have a daughter named Ivanka, and that's all she talks to me about is childcare for the people, and she's the one that got it started, and Marco Rubio helped a lot, and a lot of the Republican senators. We put in a great childcare, and we'll be expanding that.
What will he be expanding? I mean, what this so far has been like his clearest answer as to what his policy is going to be.
Childcare is childcare. There's something, you have to have it. In this country, you have to have it. But when you talk about those numbers compared to the kind of numbers that I'm talking about by taxing foreign nations at levels that they're not used to, but they'll get used to it very quickly. And it's not going to stop them from doing business with us, but they'll have a very substantial tax when they send product into our country. Those numbers are so much bigger than any numbers that we're talking about, including childcare, that it's going to take care. We're going to have, I look forward to having no deficits within a fairly short period of time.
Okay, got it. If you are confused by that, here's an actual policy that Trump plans to implement when he takes office.
And I will shut down the Federal Department of Education, and we will move everything back to the states where it belongs and where they can individualize education and do it with the love for their children.
How does that help children? How does that help children? Do you know what happens when the population, children aren't educated? They grow up and they become MAGA.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War? They mostly, I'm thinking of the first war when we became Americans.
And then we had a Civil War. What do you think caused our Civil War?
Sin, I suppose.
J.D. Vance's answer was like, hey, get, Meemaw to help out with the child care. Hey, grandma and grandpa, come be right. And he had the weirdest answers.
It's very hard for working families to get by. How will we lower the cost of daycare?
It's such an important question, Charlie. And I think one of the things that we can do is make it easier for family models to choose, or for families to choose whatever model they want, right? So one of the ways that you might be able to relieve a little bit of pressure on people who are paying so much for daycare is make it so that maybe like grandma or grandpa wants to help out a little bit more. Or maybe there's an aunt or uncle that wants to help out a little bit more. If that happens, you relieve some of the pressure on all the resources that we're spending in daycare.
His thing on childcare was funny because everyone's a groomer and, groomer this, groomer that. And he wants to just have childcare and daycare just be like unlicensed to where just like anyone can do it, right? And I'm like, okay, like at the same time, like that runs counter to like everything they've been saying about like groomers and, being around kids and stuff like that. And also we know that it's not true. They don't want any of these policies. Their policy is do it yourself, personal responsibility. Why are you asking us? We only work here, right? And daycare is childcare is a real issue for every parent that is parenting in the United States right now. And they do not have a plan for childcare. They don't give a shit about it. Their only plan is Agenda 47, Project 2025. Like I said, their plan is immigrants and trans people. That's it. And you would think that, with their whole stance on abortion, how they want to get rid of abortion nationwide. Oh, I'm sorry. Bring it back to the states. Sorry. You'd think that, they would be like, hey, we're doing this. Let's, have some, supplemental things. So, yes, we are forcing you to give birth, but it's not even that at all. It's like, we're going to force you to give birth. And you know what? After that, you can go fuck yourself. You're on your own, really, truly. Okay. Social programs, that's socialism. All right. And they'll sell it. And they're, brilliant at selling this to their base because they can just scream socialism and their base will be like, oh, when you're right, you're right. God, I didn't think about it that way. I really don't need any of these programs at all, because that would be socialism and, the state and Venezuela. God, I heard they had that type of daycare in Venezuela and, they ate them. We know the words to this song. I just got back from a school board in Arizona. So big shout out to Arizona, where the voucher program and defunding public education is ground zero in Arizona. Like, that's where it's popping. So yeah, school choice. School choice is how they are planning to defund the public education system. That's why you hear all this satanic panic about groomers, gender ideology, critical race theory. It is all an attempt to defund public education and defund the Board of Education, and they want all of that money going into private corporations. So, yeah. But yeah, so please remember that when you hear the words school choice and vouchers, because that's what it is. It is a wealth transfer where they take the money going to public education and give it to parents that are already sending their kids to private school. So that's all you need to know about those issues. So it's yeah. Until next time.